First Tunisia, then Egypt, now Bahrain. The king there has made a rare public statement offering condolences to the families of two people killed in mass street protests. It's an extraordinary move from the usually reclusive leader who's responding to demands that the monarchy loosen its grip on power. Here's Peter Rogers, a Middle East analyst and former ambassador to Israel.
Well, I think the King's concerned that Bahrain is going to catch the contagion that seems to be going across the Middle East. He's also particularly concerned by the fact that he's a Sunni Muslim with close links to the Saudi royal family, but 70 or 80% of Bahrain's population is Shia. So recently, only a few weeks ago, he increased the subsidies to Bahraini families and offered them 1,000 dinars each, and that's clearly a concern to placate growing unhappiness amongst his population.
The US president has spoken about this mood for change that's sweeping across the Middle East. Let's have a listen to some of what he's had to say.
The message that we've sent even before the demonstrations in Egypt has been to friend and foe alike that the world is changing, that you have a young, vibrant generation within the Middle East that is looking for greater opportunity, and that if you are governing these countries, you've got to get out ahead of change. You can't be behind the curve.
So is he right? Is the Egyptian experience changing the whole landscape in the Middle East?
Well, I don't think anyone really knows that. I think I've seen references to it being a tsunami. It's not. It may be a wave. Whether we've reached high tide or not, I don't know. But I think the word I would add to what President Obama said, we may have a vibrant population. We've got a vibrant unemployed population. The levels of youth unemployment across the Middle East are really astronomical. And I think given the circumstances of dictatorial regimes that seem to be looking after their own interests, the failure to create jobs for increasing numbers of unemployed coming on to, or school leavers and university leavers coming onto the workforce, there's a potentially explosive situation.
And just briefly, what about Israel? Should it be welcoming or worried?
Well, I don't think Israel's in any position to do anything but keep its head down and try to say sensible things. It has long criticised the lack of democracy across the Middle East. It's long touted itself as the only democratic state in the Middle East. I think if it's going to be consistent, it should be welcoming the mood for change. It should be concerned about where it may potentially lead, but it should be greeting the fact that people across the Middle East are trying to open up what have been sclerotic, closed societies.
Peter Rogers in Canberra, thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.